Hey guys, how are ya? My name is Sound of a Gap and this is Mass Effect Andromeda. And we're back with Capote and his adventures in the Andromeda galaxy. But before we continue, let's take a look at what happened previously.
It sounds like the Kett are starting to question what the Archon's doing.
Mm-hmm.
If this continues, it might be good for all of us.
Stars and skies light our way.
Stars and skies light our way.
She knows how to play to a crowd.
She's the Moshai.
We've been alone against the Kett for too long. You've proven it doesn't have to be that way. It's time we discussed an alliance between our people.
I don't want to cause any trouble. How do I learn your laws?
I'll transmit a full readout. Familiarize yourself with the contents.
Page 1 of 5,983. And I thought the human race was the one with huge amounts of pages when it comes to laws and regulations. I'm not reading that. You're kidding, right? And here's where Capote's adventure continues.
The Moshai will be waiting for you at the vault.
Well, I'm here. Maybe we can talk?
Of course. I owe you that. When I first escorted you through our city, I wasn't sure it was the right thing, but you proved I was wrong to doubt. No, more than that. What was done to my people. You made sure no more will suffer exaltation.
Yeah, we are here to help. That's what I said at the beginning.
We're in this together. The initiative wants to help.
I want to believe it. You're so different from the Kett. What can I do for you?
Alright, let's talk about you first.
So, what do you do for fun around here?
The Tavatan is a popular spot for recreational activity.
Right, but what do you do? Can't work all the time.
Productivity is the best form of relaxation.
It's also a great way to get stressed out.
You sound like my brothers. All 10 of them.
10?
And 8 sisters.
What?
They're not allowed to bother me at work.
How do you have such a huge family?
10 brothers and 8 sisters. You have a big family.
I've always thought of it as average. How many siblings do you have?
Just one?
Just one? My sister, Sarah.
What happened to the others?
There are no
My parents
others.
only had 2 children. Underachievers.
That sounds relaxing. When my family gets together, the noise is like standing next to our largest waterfall. My mother says I became governor, so people would have to listen to me.
Is she right?
Always.
Always. Okay, let's talk about being governor.
What's it like being responsible for a whole planet?
I suspect it's like being the Pathfinder. Some days it's a burden. Most of the time, I know I'm where I should be.
How did you become governor? Do your people elect leaders by popular vote?
If by vote, you mean argue loudly until one candidate remains? Then yes. I got here because I was willing to endure and fight for the obligations that come with my office.
Okay, and what do you think about the resistance?
I sense tension between your government and the resistance. Who's actually in charge?
Ephra likes giving orders, right until the actual work of running a city starts. The resistance is good at protecting us from the Kett, but our people need more. I've learned to indulge Ephra's need for control, just often enough to maintain my own.
Okay. Relationships.
Is there time in your busy schedule to meet someone special?
Everyone is special to me, in their own way.
Not what I meant.
Oh, no.
No.
That isn't a priority right now. Someday, maybe.
Okay. Let's talk about Evra.
I'm hoping you can get me on Ephra's good side.
If I knew how to do that, my job would be much simpler.
Sometimes it seems like you two don't get along at all. And other times...
He's a brilliant tactician and inspiring leader. We just disagree on what's best for our people. He believes secrecy and isolation keep us safe.
What do you believe?
We can't defeat the Kett alone, and neither can your initiative.
That's true. Let's talk about the Moshai.
Your people revere the Moshai. What did she do to earn that?
After the Scourge, our civilization was in ruins. Those who led the rebuilding were thinkers, experts, and inventors. The Moshai is the greatest scientific mind of our generation. She led us to a new age of technological innovation. When the Ket attacked, she studied their technology, learned their tactics.
Cool.
You owe your survival to her.
We owe her everything, and we'll do anything to protect her.
Good to know. Let's talk about your culture.
I have a few questions about your culture.
I'm happy to answer them.
Let's start with Aya.
Aya seems important to the Angara.
Aya is paradise. This world is a gift. We created the Vassals so everyone could enjoy this place, if only for a short time.
The Vassal?
The time of change. Aya's resources are too limited for our entire population to live here. We each earn the privilege of spending a few years on Aya.
Okay.
When our time is up, we leave to make room for someone new. The cycle repeats throughout our lives.
Will you have to leave?
Someday. For now, Aya needs me.
Let's talk about your cities.
Don't take this the wrong way, but this isn't your only city, right?
Not at all. Vold and Havarl both have several large population centers. Aya has numerous residential areas similar to this.
Are these places open for visitors?
In time, perhaps.
I thought so. Accents.
I've noticed that you, Ephra, and Jal all speak with different accents.
When the Scourge first struck, there were many Angaran worlds. They were separated for centuries. We developed divergent cultures and dialects. Ephra was born on Vold, and Jal is from Havarl.
What about you?
The Ket left my homeworld in ruins. Those who survived were forced to flee. We found a refuge on Aya. My family helped settle this world.
Okay, that's actually it. Thanks.
Thanks for your time.
Ishare, Pathfinder.
Okay, so let's take a look at that console of yours. Council meeting notes. Hey, this is so awesome. I can actually take a look at everything here. Personal meeting notes of Governor Paranshi. Okay, those are just some people. VKME. Yeah. V wants to open Southern Valley region to development with goal to provide refugees with permanent homes. Sounds nice. K believes we are already at risk of overcrowding and harming local ecosystem. Votes to use land strictly for food production. Seems reasonable. M proposes compromise solution to construct orbital habitats using Nexus technology. Refugees would rotate between Aya's surface and orbital habitats using lottery system. Not fan of lottery system, but I understand what he thinks. And E disagrees with accepting initiative help and especially tech. Points out the black hole will make orbital construction projects difficult and may attract notice of cat patrols. Also true. Final vote delayed to Novabaf. We need a better home for our people. Volt is fallen, Haval remains unstable, and Aya is too small to support all of us. Is Kadara Port an option? Do we even dare attempt reconciliation? Yeah, that's really not easy to answer. Oh, a new message. Citizen messages to the Nexus. Compiled log of citizens' messages uploaded to the Tabatan for the Pathfinder's eyes only. Messages to Nexus. Subject, let there be unity. Before the Scourge, Angara were one people. It took centuries after that disaster to fight each other again, and by then we'd been divided too long. That's how the Cat were able to conquer us. The war forced us back together, but now you've upset the balance. Some don't trust you. Others want you to save us. Divisions are forming. If you're really here to help, keep our people united. Well, I will try. Subject, Pavor and Isharai to you all. I'm writing this in my final days. I've lived a long life that now comes to its natural end. I've known great loss and pain, but also joy and hope. I think we have that in common. My fate is to leave at a turning point in history. Part of me is angry. I won't see what happens next, but I've made my peace. Whatever becomes of our people, whatever becomes of your people, mine, and the cat will reverberate into the lives of my great-grandchildren, and that gives me strange comfort. I know there's more to this life than war and hardship, and I've seen enough to know your people understand that too. Be well, take care of each other, change life for the better, goodbye. Subject, we wish you peace and good fortune. Don't be deceived by the posturing of Evra de Tashav and his resistance. We are not a violent people? Okay. We are scientists, inventors, artists, caretakers and explorers. This is our home, but there is room enough for us all. We told the cat the same thing, but they didn't listen. We hope you do. Subject, no one will read this. Oh well, I will. This message will never be read by the Pathfinder, much less reach the Nexus. We are so desperate for allies against the cat that we are willing to make the same mistake with the new aliens. This little stunt by the governor won't change anything. We may as well be screaming into the wind. Forward to Nexus unedited or edit? No, unedited. It's their opinion and everybody should know this. Oh. This is an industrial food processor used for creating and storing Angara nutrient paste.
Welcome to the Tavertan. Feel free to order a drink, or if you're hungry, we have nutrient paste. Not as exciting as fresh fruit, but you'll like it.
Okay, I'm going for a drink.
I'd like a drink.
And how is it? Nothing? Really? Okay, let's try the paste.
What's in that stuff?
In short, everything. Nearly all the food we grow goes straight into processing. We can feed an entire planet in a single harvest. Even ship some off-world.
Really? How does it work?
How do you stretch your food that far?
It's complicated. Hard to explain without going into lengthy detail. But I'd be happy to send some to your ship, along with my process notes.
The Nexus would love that.
Consider it done.
Nice. Let's talk about Tavertan.
What does Tavertan mean? My translator won't pick it up.
It depends on the context. If it's a person, it means an old friend. If it's a location, like this, it's more a place you could bring someone home to.
Ah.
What if you need to meet your Tavertan at the Tavertan?
It's not so hard to understand. I'm sure your language has its quirks.
Definitely.
Don't get me started.
Alright, thanks.
That's all for now.
We'll come back anytime.
Okay. Ooh, the Resistance needs volunteers. The cat have felt the power of the Resistance, and they know their end is coming. Our victories on Veld are only the beginning of what we can achieve, but we can't defeat the enemy without your help. If you are tired of living in fear, if you believe we were meant for something greater than slavery, if you are willing to stand up and fight, you will find a new family in the Resistance. We'll train you to strike back at the cat and reclaim what is ours. The Resistance defends the future of all Angara. Join us. Museum exhibit. We are currently updating this display to bring you the latest in historical finds. Thank you for your patience. Alright, what do we have here? First contact with the cat varied among our homeworlds. While the cat sought to confuse Haval with silence, they murdered the ambassador on Veld. They turned our worlds against each other and took advantage of the confusion and chaos. It's important for us all to learn from this moment in history and to present a united front in the face of adversity. Aha. Another exhibit. Ruins from Dar Kulmal. This fragment is from a wall of the governor's public residence on Veld, which was destroyed by cat bombardment during the initial invasion. The governor, all staff, and most of her immediate family were all killed in the blast. When world stands liberated, this relic will form the cornerstone of a monument to those who gave their lives defending our home.
Did you look at the internal structure?
I couldn't even get it open. It locked me out.
Cat exaltation tool. Until recently, we knew this was a cat tool, but didn't understand its purpose. Scholars have recently determined its use in the exaltation of our people. Though it may be difficult to look at, it's important we learn and understand exaltation to protect ourselves and our loved ones.
So I was right. It is Remnant. Oh,
In a bit. Angaran space helmet. In the time before the Scourge, Angaran pilots wore helmets while covering the vast distances between planets. It's speculated that remnant technology was used in this helmet's construction, attracting the Scourge's attention. Ah! Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you in a bit. What do we have here? Angaran dagger. This dagger dates back nearly 4 centuries to the time just after the Scourge appeared. Faced with a technological dark age, our ancient ancestors learned to fight and hunt without the use of advanced weaponry. And a data pad over here. Checking in. Mother, you wouldn't believe all that's happened since Pathfinder Ryder landed on Aya. I'm sure you know about the Moshai's rescue, but I suspect you've only heard the official version. Evra and his resistance like to claim credit for bringing her home, but I know for a fact they never could have accomplished it without the Pathfinder. People fear these new aliens will turn out to be like the cat. Don't listen to them. I feel in my spirit they've come to help, and you know I'm always right about these things. I wish you could see them. I could see some of the interesting relics we found on Haval and elsewhere. I'll bring images next time I visit. Also, I'm not seeing Atu anymore. It was nothing particular that ended things. We are just too different. Don't worry. My work still brings me all the happiness I need. Avela. Alright, let's talk to you, Avela.
Pavoa. I'm glad they finally let you into the city. You deserve it.
Thank you.
This is Aya's Cultural Museum and History Archive. It's small, but you've already made it brighter. Pathfinder, I've been studying the helmet you found, and it's got me thinking. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't even know that helmet existed. What if that's not all we're missing? There could be a wealth of history just out of our reach. So, I'm requesting your help again.
I don't wanna, flirt. I'm just gonna say, sure, why not?
Just tell me what I need to do.
I've led digs on every Angaran homeworld, but there are places I've missed. Areas only a Pathfinder could go. There could be relics sitting untouched for centuries because no one could reach them. What I ask is this. If you ever find yourself in an area like that, you keep an eye out for artifacts.
That's it?
That's it. Keep me in mind as you explore, and bring me anything of interest.
Alright, which worlds?
It'd help if I knew where to look.
Any planet could contain something of potential value. My people traveled far. I know that doesn't answer your question, but just keep your eyes open for me.
Okay, and why don't you come with me?
You're the expert. Can't you just come with me?
I'd like to, more than anything, but I'm needed here. My predecessor trusted me to stay and carry on his work, to find answers. No matter how much I miss the adventure, I have a responsibility here.
Okay, sounds easy enough.
A few hidden relics coming up.
I don't know what I'd do without you. I'll be here if you find anything.
Nice.
Good luck.
It's an impressive museum. Well, actually it isn't, but I'm just wanna be polite.
This is quite a place.
It feels like home to me. Sometimes I think I should move in here. But it's got a long way to go. Someday we'll fill it with relics of the past, each one telling a story. And my people will come here to learn. And to remember.
You'll get there.
With enough hard work, yes.
Nah, I don't wanna tour.
I'll come back when I have something.
Stars guide your travels.
Thanks. Search world for an Angaran relic. Okay. Do you have something to say, Nalon?
Oh, it's you. I watched you land.
Hope you're not calling me it anymore.
You heard that. I apologize. I was ignorant.
What do you do?
What's your job around here?
Aelin and I help Avela with her studies. I specialize in restoration.
So you make relics look new?
Do as I can. I'm not a miracle worker, no matter what Avela says. She'll praise Ellen and I to anyone who will listen. Never had a supervisor like that before.
I'll leave you to it.
Alrighty. So, what else do we have here? Another exhibit. Excavation from Haval. Archaeologists on Haval recently discovered what they believe are pieces from the oldest structure as yet found on the planet. These fragments were literally uprooted by mutating vegetation rising from an underground cavern. Though the exact cultural nature of this find remains unknown, teams of researchers have recently established a permanent dig site to search for more clues. Alan, you're helping as well?
I've heard so much about you. Is it true you entered a vault on Eos?
Not just
Sure
one.
is.
Amazing. I would have liked to see that.
You might have died. Do you track relics too?
Are you a relic hunter like Avela?
Actually, I started as an engineer. The Moshai requested my help cracking encryption on a remnant ship she found. Eventually, that led me to the repository. I've been handling data encryption here ever since.
I take it you help run this place.
Nalan and I are Avela's assistants. It's been strange getting used to that.
Why?
Avela's much younger than the previous curator. She has a lot more energy. Sometimes I have to remind her to take a break. She's too passionate for her own good.
I'll let you get back to it.
Alright, what else do we have here? Okay. Remnant device. While we can't know for certain, theories about this remnant device suggest its function may be to convert rock and sand into nutrient-rich soil. Can I scan that? No. Nothing here. Ancient pottery. This pottery fragment is believed to be a ceremonial decoration from the ancient temples of Haval. Peavy is here. Okay. Angaran exhibit. Though we know little about our pre-Scourge ancestors, evidence points to a grand multi-planet society with sophisticated technology. Many recent discoveries indicate our... What? What did you say? Many recent discoveries indicate our ancestors even traveled vast distances between systems. Though we have no way of knowing for sure, most scholars theorize our people's early success was due to the use of remnant technology. Alright, before we talk to her, let's use that. Another remnant exhibit. Though we don't know much about the remnant or its creators, we have determined the remnant were present in Helios long before our people. The remnant's purpose appears to be the same as the planetary vaults, to transform a world into a thriving, beautiful paradise. Before the arrival of Pathfinder Rider in Revolution 826, modern attempts to interact with the remnant had been unsuccessful. But we've been able to coexist with them peacefully here on Aya. PB, what are you looking at? What are you doing?
Getting acquainted with our new neighbors?
Sort of. All this stuff. The Angara sure do have a rich culture and blah blah blah.
She has been drinking, definitely.
You're sauced, aren't you? What's your poison?
I visited that cafe the Angara consider a bar. Asked for their hardest stuff. It was weird, which I like, but had almost no punch. Lightweight. Whoa.
Steady now.
That stuff must have a slow absorption rate. Whoops. Oh, Ryder. It's just... This museum reminds me of being on Haitiana during my indentured service as a student. They even have a whole section on the Remnant. I didn't come to Andromeda to follow in someone else's footsteps.
Well, they do have questions.
Don't worry, PB. The Angara barely have a foothold. Sure, they live among the ruins, but they haven't seen what we've already seen.
You might have a point there. Bet nobody here has ever outrun an ancient vault purification field, huh?
Nope.
Or spat in that Archon's ugly mug and lived to talk about it? That was nice work, by the way.
Thank you.
Ah, you're right. I'm not sure why, but ever since I packed up my apartment on the Nexus, something's crawled under my skin.
What do you mean?
But whatever it is, I promise, I'll get over it lickety-split.
Good.
Be sure you do. You're a handful, even sober.
You can handle me, Ryder, whenever you want. Think I'll stay in your operation a little while longer.
She's so funny. Alright, let's continue. And we need that.
Ryder, you are the subject of a detailed scan by an Angara standing nearby.
Maybe I should introduce myself.
Okay, I knew it was you, Danfrey.
Hello there. I'm working.
I know, on me.
You scanned me pretty hard. That wasn't your way of saying welcome, stranger?
I wanted to be discreet.
That was not discreet.
What's your interest in me?
You're an alien on my homeworld. Why wouldn't I be interested?
You could have asked.
Fine. Will you submit to a full spectrum analysis of your biology?
What are you up to find?
Are you looking for something specific?
We share many external similarities. I want to learn if that holds true internally.
Alright, if you wanna ask questions, just tell me who you are first.
You haven't even told me your name.
Danfre, biological researcher. This is my home.
Okay, now you can go ahead and do your best.
I can't fault you for being curious. Scan away.
I didn't think you'd comply.
I'm full of surprises.
That you are. When we face extinction, family is our final comfort. Do you understand that?
More than you know.
I came to this galaxy with my family. I lost my father on the day I arrived.
But you still carry on his legacy. He knew that, in the end. Family is everything. Not only the one we have now, but the ones that follow us. What will your family look like in 5 generations? 10? How many of you will there be?
You're worried there'll be more of us than you.
I have 23 grandchildren.
Whoa.
I want to know what their grandchildren will inherit. Goodbye, Pathfinder.
Well, I could have told her that humans do not grow that like that. We don't have like 10, 20 relatives. So, siblings, nah. Resistance messages to the Nexus. Here we go again. Join our fight. You proved you can fight the cat on Vault. The Resistance doesn't impress easily. Stand with us, together. We will take this war to the enemy's home. We'll make them feel terror. We'll show them despair. We will break the cat, and when that's done, we'll share the rewards of victory. Sounds nice. Subject, are you at war with each other? We've seen members of your species act with violence, greed, and selfishness. We found evidence of your people attacking and stealing from one another. Why do you hurt each other when only the cats stand to gain? If our people are slow to trust you, it's because we can't understand why some of you seem determined to hurt others. Even the cats stand united in their cause. Why don't you? That's actually a valid question. I think this is just one point of being human. We have much to learn. I've spent my life wondering what other beings might exist. Your people are nothing like what I imagined, and I'm glad for that. I thought I was long past being surprised in life. My sons and daughters draw pictures of you and ask me all sorts of questions. They want to know everything about you. We hope you feel the same way. There's so much we can teach each other. I believe in our future. Help arrives when you least expect it, and your arrival was unexpected. You came to Aya, wounded and in need, and we didn't welcome you. You went to our other worlds and helped our people overcome terrible challenges with no promise of rewards or friendship. You wouldn't do that if there wasn't a goodness at your core. You want to understand and be understood. This is the start of a great alliance. Thank you. Unedited. Alright, there are 2 more to go. Messages to the Nexus. Thank you. I remember the first time I met the Moshai. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. She has done so much for our people. When the rumors began that she'd been caught by the cat and worse, killed, I lost hope for our future. You restored it. I don't care what anyone says. I believe you came to save us. Nice to hear. Go home. This is not your galaxy. You don't belong here. Anyone who thinks you're different from the cat is a fool. I see you for what you are, and there are many more like me. Okay, that's one man's opinion. Subject none. If you come in peace and friendship, pavor. If your hearts are filled with deceit, you will die. That is all you need to know. Perfect. You don't need anything else. Pavor. My name is Vyaka. My family said I could write to you. I've never met an alien before, but I'd like to meet you. I think we can be friends. I will also forward that, all of that unedited. I don't want to censor anybody. Number 4. Subject, why are you here? What impulse drove your people to cross dark space? What have you come here for? Do you expect us to believe you're just explorers who want to live in peace? I think you fled something terrible. I think it might follow you here. And then you are thinking wrong, my friend. Questions. Which one of your species actually controls this so-called initiative? A fool named Addison. Are you even different species, or just genetic constructs customized to fill different roles? I don't even understand this question. Why do you all walk on 2 legs like us? Because? Is it so we'd accept you? No, it's just our way of walking. What did you look like before you crossed dark space? Pretty much the same. Keep off Haval. When I heard you were granted permission to land on Haval, I filed a complaint with Governor Shi. That world is one of our most sacred places, and it is not for outsiders. Even the cat keep their distance because they know we'll fight to the death to protect it. Anyone who defiles Haval will face consequences. Alright, maybe you should come to me face to face and I could tell you that I just rescued that fucking planet. I saved it from going extinct, so please be nice. Share your gifts. You build ships to travel across dark space. Show us how to make them and let us retrace your path. There are no cat where you came from. We have a generation facing extinction, but you could help us go where the enemy won't follow. We've suffered enough. Give us hope for a better life. Okay, we could do that actually. We could show you how to build spaceships like that. But I think there's a reason why humans came to Andromeda and left the Milky Way. So I don't know if you want to find out. I will forward all of that to the Nexus unedited, as always. Some people might be pissed off by some messages, but I don't care. I'm not the censorship. What's over here? First, let's take a look at this.
Sam, is this thing safe?
Yes. The slight ringing in your ears is nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Very reassuring.
Who are you? Olvek.
I assume you're the human everyone's buzzing about. If you're looking for treatment, I'm afraid I don't know enough about human physiology to be much help. Unless you can make use of the ion beds.
I want to learn more about Angaran medicine.
If Jal takes a hit on my watch, my doctor needs to know how to treat him. Can you point me to resources she can use to learn your methods?
So you're considering all possibilities. Jal is in good hands.
Yeah, of course.
There are medical journals on treating Angaran injuries and preventing complications. You're welcome to upload them to your ship's doctor for study.
Nice, thank you. Iron beds?
Is there something special about the beds here?
They're filled with a negatively charged iron gel. The gel works with our natural electricity to speed recovery.
Oh.
They could work on other species?
Without bioelectricity, it would be of small benefit, but it might reduce pain.
Mm-hmm. Bioelectricity?
So you guys are electrically charged?
Our bodies produce a store of electricity that we can dispel in a surge of energy. We use it for short-range communication, healing, even combat. I admit, I was surprised to learn your kind doesn't have that ability.
Some of us are biotic. It's similar. Kinda.
I would be interested to study biotics.
Okay, thanks.
I'll get moving.
Ishari.
Interesting. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, those are the iron beds. Okay. Communications terminal. Oh, recruitment efforts. Cadaver port. Things are as bad as we thought. The deserters don't care about anyone but themselves. Recruitment efforts have found zero traction. Ironically, we've had better luck gaining support from the new aliens. A small group pledged to support the resistance and alert us to future Cat activities on Kadara. It seems unlikely the enemy would give up on the planet so easily, but maybe the presence of these new aliens has confused them. Regardless, I recommend we abandon recruitment efforts and instead focus on infiltration of the local population using deep cover agents. I'll submit a list of candidates in my next report. Raske. Casualty report Volt. Severe whiteout conditions have made casualty confirmations difficult. Expect these numbers to be adjusted in the next update. Hopefully they'll be lower. Cat ambushed a night patrol in the Lundran crevice, 3 dead, 2 wounded, 1 missing. Squad missing outside Tashik, presumed captured for missing. Sniper caught in avalanche on southern slope, presumed dead, 1 missing. A shuttle suffered mechanical failure, made hard landing on Steen Ridge, 2 wounded. Argument in the barracks got out of hand, 1 wounded, mostly in his pride. Okay, end of report. And people are getting nervous. Commander Detajaf, no one questions your thinking, and we all understand that the circumstances we are facing are unprecedented. However, you should know that people are talking in the barracks about these new Nexus aliens. Setting aside how they look, smell, and behave, how can we be expected to trust these things with access to our most secure world? On behalf of my unity, we submit that this so-called Pathfinder crew shouldn't be permitted to roam the city without an escort. We are keeping close watch on them. Don't worry, we are not letting them see us. But it would be easier if we could assign a guard to each visitor whenever they are on Aya. We hope you consider this option. Respectfully, Voller. Come on, guys, I'm helping you that often and that much. And you still don't trust me. What else? Evra.
I expect you to take good care of Joel out there.
I will. I'm sure he'll return the favor.
Don't worry about him. You saved the Moshai. That earned his loyalty. Still wrapping my head around what you found at the Ket facility. That exultation.
Yeah, that's really awful.
It must be hard for you, realizing what the Ket soldiers are.
Doesn't change what we have to do. It's war.
True.
What do you need?
Oh, cool. Let's talk about you.
What's your story, Ephra?
You're not getting my personnel file.
I'd just like to know who I'm working with.
You want to know what it's like being me? I wake up every morning to fight a war. I send people to kill and die. If I'm lucky, there are more dead Ket than resistance when I go to sleep.
That's a hell of a burden.
Enough personal discussion.
Okay, so if you don't want to talk about yourself, let's talk about Ket.
You've been fighting Ket a long time. Any advice?
Your war's different from ours.
It's still a war, and we're not prepared for it.
Wouldn't matter if you were. The Ket aren't a conventional enemy.
Okay, Ket origins?
Any idea where they came from? A home world somewhere?
Each of our colonies heard a different story. I doubt any were true. They came from far away. That's all we know.
Ever tried following a Ket ship to see where it goes?
Of course we did. Wherever home is, they don't visit.
Interesting. What about the tactics?
Do the Ket have a favorite strategy? Something we can exploit?
They switch tactics constantly, almost capricious about it. Makes them unpredictable.
They must have some weakness.
They're vulnerable to brute force. That's enough.
Okay. What do you think about their motives?
The Ket aren't mindless monsters. They must care about something.
Slaves, resources, power. Same as any conqueror.
You didn't see the exaltation process. They treat it like religion.
Mm-hmm.
They convert us against our will. That's not religion, it's genocide. Every culture has its purpose. Theirs is to take whatever they want.
Okay. Normal boy, 512, where I am. I should go to bed. Yeah, maybe you should. Yeah, right, you're from North America. I forgot about that. Let's talk about the Resistance.
There's no official Angaran military, just the Resistance?
Lost our fleets and armies decades ago. Ket mostly. The rest fell to internal strife. We kept fighting, but our civilians were disorganized, poorly supplied, leaderless. Decades of aimless defiance got us nowhere. I had to make the Resistance real.
There's so much to talk about. Okay, let's start with security.
I've seen armed people in uniform. They're not Resistance?
Aya police, purely ornamental, gives us the appearance of civilization.
You don't think they're necessary?
If things go bad, the Resistance will handle it.
That's up to the governor, isn't it?
I have to say, I have the feeling I don't like this guy. He seems pretty... What's the word? Violent. Let's talk about the organization.
How is the Resistance organized?
Loosely, we operate in cells. Independent strike teams have better odds. If the Ket capture a cell, it doesn't compromise the rest.
That's actually not too bad. How about leadership?
How did you wind up in charge?
Nothing to lose. My family was rounded up into a Ket slave camp. Last contact I had with any of them was 10 years ago.
They could still be alive.
Didn't figure you for an optimist.
Well, somebody has to be optimistic, right? If you are not. So, and how? What victories do you have?
What success have you had against the Ket?
Enemy casualties are up 600% in 3 years. But that's just a number. Every time we destroy a facility, take out a warship, we give our people hope.
And you're not fighting alone anymore.
We'll
True. What do you mean we'll see? You're not fighting alone. I'm with you and my whole crew is with you. Let's talk about the governor.
What do you think of your governor?
She governs Aya, not the Resistance.
Way to avoid the question. Is there history between you?
Probably.
I can always count on Paran to offer a spirited argument.
You respect her?
She holds her own. Not many do.
Okay, and let's go for the initiative.
I hope the initiative is making a good impression.
The initiative. Sounds so unthreatening. Like a city planner meeting.
That's kind of what it's meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
City planners don't walk around in battle armor with rifles on their shoulder.
Depends on the city. My point is, we traveled through dark space to build something here.
That's what invaders always say. At first.
We're not invaders.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Dude, just shut up.
I'll let you get back to it.
Good.
Yeah, I don't like this guy. I really don't. Oh. Evra's command console. This command console belongs to Evra de Tarjaf, leader of the Angaran resistance. Aha. Raske. Wait, I read something about you. Can we talk?
Moved in Vayon to replace them. No, 69 is too unstable. We out of food in 2 days. Had ammo in 3. I have to fall back.
Sounds like you've got trouble.
Too many Ket, not enough resistance. Have a team that's been in the field for 6 months without resupply.
You're kidding.
They won't come in. Say they're close to taking down a Ket outpost, but I don't know.
Backup or trust? I will go for trust.
Give your team a chance to pull it off.
We fight best when the odds are against us. Maybe you're right. This is the hardest part of my job. Thank you for the advice, Pathfinder.
Oh, really? He thanked me. Nice. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Arbiter Vragen.
Learned you were coming. I prepared a data pad on our laws regarding war. Learn them.
That's it? This is pretty unpolite. But okay, let's do that. On the proper conduct of war against the cat. Though we face an enemy that will not stop until our entire civilization ceases to exist, it's important we not abandon the principles of basic morality. The cat must be defeated, but not at any cost. It won't matter if our future generations can live without fear of death or enslavement if that freedom was achieved through genocide or other barbaric crimes. Page 1 of 241. Aha. Yeah, I'm not reading that whole shit. So, that's it? Okay.